SBR Forum's Punters is brought to you by Bookmaker.
We are previewing Week 11 in college football here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with Jeff Grant, sports betting writer from the Bleacher Report. And Jeff, the second game I assigned to you this week, tough line. Oregon State at Stanford. Stanford's a 4.5-point home favorite. And the reason this is so tough is because, well, a lot of reasons. First of all, Oregon State has been great on the road. They've been a great bet in general this year. They have overachieved for sure. Even with injuries, they've continued to, play well and get covers. Stanford, though, made a quarterback change in their last game. Guy played great. His name is Kevin Hogan, redshirt freshman, but it was against Colorado. So, yeah, he played great. How much of that is likely to repeat itself against better teams? I don't really know. What do you think of these lines, Jeff Grant?
This line has gotten a little tougher if you're getting into the betting market now, if you like the team that I'm going to direct you to, and that's the Oregon St Beavers. The line opened at 6. People have knocked down that line, and now it's sitting at 4.5. I established Stanford as a 4-point favorite, so you're still getting a little bit of value there. But I was breaking down this game before coming on, and I could not find separation between these two teams in terms of their schedules, statistically, and the quarterback situation. Both these teams are now going with their backup option behind under center coming into this game. And this is a big game in the Pac-12 conference. This is basically being built up as who's going to go on and possibly upset Oregon and move into the Pac-12 championship game. And I don't think either of these teams can do that, but that's what they're playing for, because Stanford has Oregon on deck, and 2 weeks from now, Oregon State plays Oregon, and that's the Civil War. That's a very important game for them. But Stanford and Oregon have had a bit of a rivalry the last couple of years. So I don't think there's a chance of Stanford looking past Oregon State, especially a redshirt freshman quarterback. But the key factor, when I see everything as equal in a game, I'm looking at special teams. And Stanford's field goal kickers, place kickers, are 12 of 19 in their field goal attempts this year, while Oregon State has one of the better kickers in America. He's 10 of 12. He was very good as a true freshman last year. He's really built upon that. So when I like a road underdog, I like looking at equal teams. I think that's a difference. A field goal game, I like having the better field goal kicker.
All right. I mean, you mentioned the quarterback situation, and, that's true. But for Oregon State, it's at least a wash or maybe, a step down, whereas for Stanford, at least based on last game, I mean, Nunez was one of their big weaknesses this year. And, yes, it was against Colorado, but Nunez wasn't doing well in that game either, and Hogan came in, completely different team. So this could be a huge step up for improvement for Stanford.
As a handicapper, sometimes head coaches think a little too much in changing quarterbacks all the time. You look at Steve Spurrier, look at they're pulling them in and out quarter by quarter. I trust Mike Riley with my money in this case.
Yeah.
In making the right decision. He could have gone back to Sean Mannion, but he stuck with Vaz here, and I think that's very telling. And also, when looking at Oregon State going against the Stanford defense, they are very similar defensive-wise to the BYU Cougars. And Oregon State's current quarterback had his best performance of the year facing that type of style of defense. So when looking at past performances, I really don't know too much about the Stanford quarterback, but I do know that Stanford's running game, something that we've talked about previously, has not been as good as people thought it was going to be. And a lot of that has to do with the fact without Andrew Luck. So with everything lining up at equal, I like Mike Riley as an underdog as well, 24-10-1 against the spread since 2007. And also Stanford may still be a little overvalued. They're 0-2 as a home favorite in Pac-12 conference play. So when you make everything like that, I have to take the points or just don't play the game at all.
Yeah, definitely. And Oregon State has been a great bet against the spread this year. So, they definitely have that kind of feel, that kind of character that gives you confidence when backing them. Great preview once again, Jeff Grant. We'll talk to you again next week.